my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get the pin to go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for continued coverage of the 2021 PWBA Summer Classic Series from the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith with Bowl TV, and we are ready for match play at the second event of the Summer Classic Series, the PWBA International Bowling Campus Classic. The great news about this event so far, this 38-foot condition, was very interesting to see it play out yesterday. It ended up being pretty crazy toward the end of it. We got the Bowl TV Classic set for Monday and Tuesday, a little bit further in the week, but we have a lot to determine over the course of 12 match play games today. From first place to 12th, there's only 105 pins difference. So everybody has a chance at this. There's going to be a ton of change and everything in the standings throughout the course of the block today. And that's the way we like it here on Bowl TV. So as match play gets underway, we're going to go to the lanes before we bring in the rest of the Bowl TV crew. So we're going to take a look at our top four competitors from qualifying 9 games yesterday. It's going to be Stephanie Zavala, Brianna Cote, Kelly Kulik, and Verity Crawley. As we get underway here, once again, this is going to be a 6-game block. We're going to have 2 of these today. And then by the time we are all said and done with these 2 match play rounds, the top 4 will advance to the stepladder finals, which will be taking place later tonight right here on Bowl TV, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're crowning a champion today, folks. But with that, let's bring in the Bowl TV crew. We're going to start off with Matt Cannizzaro, who's sitting just a couple feet away from me, which is very nice. So he knew I was going to call on him next. So Matt Cannizzaro, welcome to Bowl TV.
What's up, little buddy? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for this match play round. The end of the block last night during A Squad was pretty crazy, crunching the numbers for 2 events essentially in one. But Stephanie Zavala was the player at the end of the day, leading the way so far in the IBC Classic, and then leading the field into the Bowl TV Classic on Monday and Tuesday.
Certainly, we saw some big numbers and had some excitement yesterday, as you mentioned. I can attest to the furious calculations that were happening next to me while I was working on some things, and JT and Aaron were just feverishly trying to figure out what was happening and who's in, who's out. And I'm sure a lot of emotions running high and a lot of players sitting on the edges of their seats wherever they were, if not in the ITRC, waiting to hear the list of those who advanced both in this event and the bigger picture, the Bowl TV Classic. So a lot of excitement, a lot of big scores, a lot of strikes yesterday. I'm sure we'll see much more of the same today with the best of the best going head-to-head all day long.
And speaking of the excitement in the ITRC, an individual bringing it here on Bowl TV, the excitement, that's Curtis Von Kruger.
Yo. Good morning, folks. I am jazzed. I already have had like 2 cups of coffee. I've got a cold brew coming my way to keep me jazzed up for my favorite part of bowling. And I've made no qualms and mixed no words when it comes to match play. And match play means one thing, Aaron Smith. It means a position round. We have a position round right now, but that doesn't have as much significance as the one we will have game 12 tonight to determine our top 4. And the energy that is brought by a position round is unlike any other in bowling. And so I'm excited. I'm ready to go. But you look at this field, and it was a tale of 2 cities, if you will, from first tournament to second tournament. Because only one player, made both top 12s, and that would be Verity Crawley, as Kelly gets that nice 7-10. I'm sure that'll wake her up a little bit. Who am I kidding? Kelly's been up for like 85 hours already, and she's probably worked out and done more things than I will do all day. So Verity Crawley is the only person to have made both top 12s, and that seems odd to me. You figure, you would have a couple of players. I predicted Diana Zavjalova and Dasha Kovalova. I was close with Diana. She just kind of fell a little short there at the finish line. But Dasha just didn't have a day. She just didn't match up well, apparently, on this pattern. Never got comfortable, never got anything really going. So there is a moderate amount of urethane being thrown on the lanes right now. But I give Ashley Rucker a little bit of an edge today. I feel like she is the only left-hander in the field. And for some unknown reason, she is the only person in this building that can play the gutter. And by the gutter, I mean she can play like 5. So I think Ashley's going to have a really nice look. As you can see, Verity's throwing, I think it's a fast pitch already. Danielle McEwen started off with her pitch black. And then you have a couple of other bowlers that are in urethane. Sandra Gongora is in what looks to be a purple hammer. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan right now. Play with that urethane, and then let's see what happens along the transition. So it's exciting. It's ready. I'm ready to go. I'm jazzed.
Jazzed. Word of the day so far, jazzed. I got 2 things I'm very intrigued to watch here in this block. And yesterday on The Fresh, we saw Stephanie Zavala for the first 4 games average more than 250. And for those of you who have a subscription to Bowlers Journal International, and if you don't, I'm not sure why, Stephanie, she's on the cover this month. So you can learn more about her game by picking up a subscription to Bowlers Journal. But I'm going to be intrigued to see if she can keep up that pace. Obviously, less players on the lanes, but she started with urethane and is with urethane again, has the front 3 out of the gate. So we'll see if she can create some separation from the rest of the field. But the thing I'm very, very, very interested to see, and the term I'm going to throw out there, and I'm sure a few bowlers know a little thing about this because they like having it, and it's house money. And I feel there are a few players who snuck in from B Squad who didn't necessarily think their number was going to be enough with the way we saw things play out from the first squad compared to the second squad. So we got a few players down there. This is not only an extra opportunity that they probably didn't have, but also, unfortunately, they didn't qualify for the Bowl TV Classic. So you look at some players a little bit farther back. Sandra Gongora getting that final spot. Yes. Stephanie Schwartz. This would be, she didn't do enough to qualify for both events. But then the one player who circled red, arrows pointing to it, expect to have a big day, Shannon O'Keefe.
Oh, yeah.
So she knows right now this is her last opportunity to compete for the rest of the Summer Classic Series. So I feel she is going to cash in this opportunity, put it all, she's pushing the chips all in, and it's going to be she's not going to let this opportunity slip by. I fully expect her to make the jump from 11th into the top 4 by the time it's all said and done.
The last person you want to give a chip and a chair to, right? Because that's all you need, right? You need some chips in front of you, and you need a spot at the table. And Shannon O'Keefe has that spot at the table, and she is the reigning 2-time PWBA Player of the Year. Obviously has won more titles in the last couple of years than anybody. And I think she had more titles in the last 2 years than the entire A squad had for the most part. And that is an impressive and disheartening stat for others who are looking at bowling her during this match play round. I agree with you. You absolutely read my mind. But you know what? I've got a player, and you're seeing her throw a shot right there. Starting off with the front 5, Verity Crawley, I think, is in the groove right now. She exercised her demons by popping off that first title in Tennessee. And now she's ready to go. She's hungry for number 2. She finished 4th in the first tournament. Obviously didn't have the success in the step ladder that she was looking for. But Now is the time for her to shine. And I think I would look to her to be in first or second place. And I think she takes over Stephanie Zavala's spot in first place. And that's a tall order to do. But Verity, just her swing looks so loose. She's making good moves. She's ready to go. Front six right there for Verity.
She's cashing it in. Folks, we're going to go full screen here for the back half of game number 1, but myself, Matt, and Curtis will be joining throughout the course of the day to bring you all the updates as they develop. So once we have scores, as we said, 105 pins, the difference from first to 12th. So, this we're just setting the table here in this first round. These 6 games is just setting it up to get a little bit clearer idea of what we're having for dinner later today. But it's going to be very interesting to see the jumps and to see the moves as well. We saw a lot of folks make their runs in the back half of the block yesterday on this 38-foot condition. And so obviously on the fresh, as Curtis mentioned, we see quite a bit of urethane going down there. Brianna Cote, a player using reactive here in the early going. But excited to see the developments here. And folks, of course, you can follow the action all day on BullTV.com. We do have every pair available for you to watch, to go through, navigate. So if you want to follow your favorite athlete for each and every game, each and every shot, you can do so. BullTV.com, the place to be for that. So big good morning. Hello. Welcome to the Bull TV family. I know you're all out there checking in the chat already. So hope you're having a great day so far. And I know you're looking forward to the excitement coming up the rest of the day here at the IBC Classic. Also, a big hello to the folks joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be here on these platforms for game number 1, and then it's going to be time to head over to Bull TV. So this will be our daily push for a subscription, folks. Check it out. There's a lot of great opportunities to watch the rest of the way out, including the stepladder finals later tonight. If you just want to watch for the action for the rest of the day, that's an option. You can check out all the live coverage with an event ticket for $8.95. If you're interested in watching the rest of the the Summer Classic Series, which is the IBC Classic, the regional event on Sunday, and then the Bull TV Classic on Monday and Tuesday. So 4 more days, 3 stepladder finals. You can pick up one of those for $19.95. We also have a few recurring subscriptions you can pick from. So a monthly recurring subscription, $9.95, and then an annual recurring subscription, $79.95. Transaction fees do apply at all 4 price points. But the great part about the monthly and the annual is not only do you get the live event coverage, but you also get the full access to BullTV.com. So archived events, on-demand content, and more. In addition, thinking about this, specifically this monthly, if you want to catch a few additional PWBA Tour events, we're going to have 2 more in August coming up. The PWBA Spokane Open, August 19th through the 21st. And then the U.S. Women's Open, the final major, from the 24th through the 31st. So a monthly recurring subscription gets you access to all of those and more. To check things out in Verity. Makes it 8 for 8, so we hope to see you at BullTV.com. Once again, the community is great. The Bull TV chat, always open. And we got giveaways as well, so be on the lookout for those. And during tonight's stepladder finals, we will be giving away not 1, not 2, but 3 bowling balls to lucky Bull TV viewers.
Good match going here. 11 and 12, Sandra Gongora. Shannon O'Keefe. Sandra can bowl a 259. O'Keefe right behind her with a 249 possible out there for her. Both striking at will right now, but it looks like Verity is moving with the momentum early. Front 8. And her look is really strong right now. I like her entry angle. I like what she's throwing. I think that'll benefit her further down the block. And Verity hopping off to a very quick start here on the fresh.
Taking a look at live scoring, Jen Higgins also putting together a nice performance so far. She had a fantastic finish to the block yesterday. Went about 115 over her final 2 games to move to north of plus 200, finish at plus 211. Can still shoot 269 in a matchup against Clara Guerrero.
A late split over here by Shannon O'Keefe is going to put the match in the hands of Sandra. A little surprising there, but she's going to try to finish this one out strong and at least put a little pressure on Sandra to keep it clean.
.226 now the max score for Shannon.
She does throw down the first one in the 10th, Aaron. Excuse me, the 1 in the 9th. I can't. My brain is booting up. I've got a 20-ounce cold brew coming right now. Just got put in my hands.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. One thing you should be afraid of is me just absolutely pumped full of coffee.
Curtis, you're an energetic guy as it is.
Yeah.
We're going to get more. And can we get 9?
Oh, no. 2-8. Still a great start there for Verity. She just got it out a little bit. And as we know in this house, OB is definitely in play. The gutter just doesn't hook. It doesn't hook. It doesn't hook for most anybody. Unless you're pointing it off the gutter, forcing it. And that's just a convention. It's just a characteristic of this particular facility. And it has been like that forever, Aaron Smith.
Mm-hmm. ITRC officially had its grand opening in 2010, early 2010. So been around for more than a decade now. As Verity is going to have a blemish on her score sheet here with the open frame, but can still get to 266 here. Is going to collect the win and the all-important 30 bonus pins associated with the victory.
Oh, that makes things interesting right there. Little washout there for Stephanie. Puts things back in play a little bit here for Brianna. Brianna's got to step up and clear the sheet.
We saw Cote really put it together starting in game 3 yesterday. She was actually minus after the first 2 games and then went 279 and 285 back-to-back to skyrocket up the leaderboard.
That usually does it.
That certainly helps, and that's going to be for the hard way.
That is definitely the hard way. 209 now the max score for Stephanie. And that is, if she doesn't get the victory here, we will have a new tournament leader. Brianna Cote will move into the lead with Verity nipping at the heels. Come on, let's get that crumble. 256 going to be the score for Verity, contingent obviously upon her making her corner pin. You expect it, but it's never guaranteed. And Brianna does some of the heavy lifting, lays down that foundation. She needs both of them. No, she needs all of them to put pressure on Stephanie to get count. And on cue, Verity misses this 10 pin. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at the irony of things I say.
So the spare ball, or I should say the spare game, not on point that game for Verity. But when you strike 9 times, that usually helps alleviate that, especially when 8 of them are in a row. 255. It's going to be enough for the victory. So she's going to move to plus 310.
That's going to make her the leader. What is Jen Higgins still shooting? That's a good question. You got that live scoring popped up. You can check out those scores.
245 with a win.
245 with the win. That's
the win.
That will do some heavy lifting. 75 bonus spins right there, but Verity will keep her stay ahead of her, right?
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. She had a couple pins on her already entering this game. So for Zavala, if she's able to double, she would hold on to the lead here. Just going to need a couple pins for the victory. And we talked about Shannon O'Keefe and cashing in opportunities. Sandra Gongora opens the 10th frame and just can't do that against Shannon.
No, she's going to get the double. And she does.
Going to get the victory. And you know, as close as this is, you know, Shannon's already making her move. You know, on 9 and 10, not a lot of big scores between Danielle McEwen and Stephanie Schwartz. Someone's going to get the 30, but well, potentially they're as close as they are. You know, tie situation.
You know,
before, but
I will say this: we are going to make a move. And as Shakespeare might say, parting is such sweet sorrow. As we close out this game, we have to part ways with our Facebook and YouTube crowd, our Facebook crowd. And implore you, may I say, command thee to check out bowl.com, and pick up that subscription because it's only $9.95 comparatively to the event pass. It makes a lot of sense. And you get extra bowling and extra content that is just high quality content for you. So check out bowltv.com and come join us, this wonderful community. We have a lot of fun in the chat, Aaron Smith.
We certainly do. Occasionally, we've been known to talk about a thing or two that is not bowling as well. So get some pop culture in there.
Absolutely.
A few fun questions along the way for the chat as well. 199 to 185, the victory for Stephanie Zavala.
And then the Verity will go ahead of her
by just a couple sticks, but right now that's what it's all about. We saw how important those wins were in the Go Bowling Classic earlier. Taking a look at Jordan Richards, she put together a 10-2 record. You know, even though she was out averaged by a couple of the other players who made the show, and even a few who didn't make the show, she was able to find a way to collect those wins to make it there. Ended up finishing in 3rd place. So, especially with it as tight as everything is, a win any way you can get it is humongous at this moment. But folks, as Curtis said, we're done with game 1. So we're going to take a quick break to refresh and get set for game 2 and the rest of the block. If you're on bowltv.com, you're all set. You're good to go. We'll be back in just a moment. For the folks on Facebook and YouTube, we hope to see you over at bowltv.com. Come hang out, check it out, and enjoy the top stars on the PWBA tour. For right now, we'll be saying goodbye. Game 2 underway in just a moment here on Bowl TV. So we get underway with game number 2. I'd like to give a big shout out to High Five Gear, one of our apparel partners here on the PWBA Tour. At High Five Gear, their apparel is an extension of you. Bold, creative, original, custom apparel for the individual, the team, and everyone in between. So be sure to check out High Five Gear, proud sponsor here on the PWBA Tour in 2021. You can find them at h5gbrands.com. Moving into game number 2. The lineup across the house. Once again, you can follow your favorite athletes and favorite matchups all day here on Bold TV. Here on 1 through 4, we're watching Verdi take on Clara Guerrero on 1 and 2. Jen Higgins taking on Brianna Cote on 3 and 4. Sandra Gongora versus Kelly Kulik on 5 and 6. Danielle McCune against Shannon O'Keefe, 7 and 8. Stephanie Zavala matched up against Ashley Rucker on 9 and 10. And then Stephanie Schwartz against Misaki Mukotani on 11 and 12. We are not using 13 and 14 as we didn't qualify. Because we don't have 14 players left. We only have 12.
Verity Crawley has yet to pick up a spare. She is 0 for 4 today. She's going to need to rely on those, apparently. As she just splits the 8-9. Shreds the rack. Looks like 3 and 4. Nice little reaction for some people. Jen Higgins starting out with the front 3.
She had a big opening game as well. It's in the 240s. Clara really had a nice bounce back after struggles at the Go Bowling Classic. Her performance nearly also got her into the Bowl TV Classic, so it was a furious comeback attempt, and she ended up being about. Let's see. Let's get the official tally here, and we'll talk a little bit about the Bowl TV Classic as well. She ended up 22 pins short of making up enough ground after. She went 105 under that first day at the Go Bowling Classic. So bounced back, went 219 over to earn her spot here today. Giselle Pass earning the last spot.
136 over.
For the Bowl TV Classic, which is a culmination, 18 games of the qualifying session from the Go Bowling Classic and the International Bowling Campus Classic. So only 24 of the 56 players are advancing to that event, which is taking place Monday and Tuesday at the ITRC. 24 games of round-robin match play. Come on, 7-pin. Whew. All right. Over the course of those 2 days to determine the top 5 pinfall drops. So Giselle Pass in 24th place at plus 136. Stephanie Zavala leading the way at plus 327. Both of them are even heading into the event. So it'll be a third pattern, a new pattern that they have not seen yet. They'll practice on that tomorrow morning. They'll have an opportunity to take a look at the Bowl TV Classic pattern. 24 games around robin. Curtis is a favorite at position round at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And on the top 5 for Tuesday night stepladder finals at 9 p.m. Eastern to conclude the Summer Classic Series. We also have the DFW Regional taking place tomorrow. That'll start at 3 p.m. Eastern with the qualifying session. 8 games, and then the top 4 will advance to the stepladder finals, which will be 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. So we talked about the craziness that it kind of came down to for the Bowl TV Classic last night. Ashley Rucker having a big final game to get into both cuts here for the IBC and the Bowl TV Classic. Erin McCarthy, a missed 10-pin in her 10th frame, nearly cost her a spot at the Bowl TV Classic. She ended up getting the 23rd spot by a pin at plus 137. Maria Jose Rodriguez was tied for the final spot heading into the final game. She responded with a 250-plus effort to solidify herself in the top 24. Shalyn Zulkifli, the first player out, had the opportunity to make it into match play at the Bowl TV Classic. She opened her final frame to fall 8 pins short. Brianna Klemmer, who was on the earlier squad, plus 117. And then, some of the big names in looking at the Player of the Year race. Missy Parkin and Shannon O'Keefe both missing the top 24. Missy a 279 effort in the final game to end up 22 pins short, and then Shannon had a monster block to make match play here, but was another player similar to Clara just had unfortunately dug herself a little bit too far back at the Go Bowling Classic, couldn't get all the way to the number she needed. So the benefactors of that, Julia Bond and Dasha Kovalova, who will have the opportunity at that event to create a little distance in that Player of the Year race.
Yeah, Julia was one of those players where you looked at it and you were like, oh, well, she's on the bubble. Absolutely on the bubble as far as the top 24.
Mm-hmm.
But the convention of how things progressed last night allowed her to stay as Clara just gets that 7-pin down. She did not have her best block yesterday. But That doesn't matter. All things are reset. And it looks like Verity Crawley reset in this game. And you can miss some spares if you throw strikes like that. And so she's trying to take control of this match. Clara Guerrero giving her a opening by having an open. So this match tightening up. Looks like Jen Higgins is well in control of her match with an early 3-bagger. 9 spare breaks that up, and then a strike after that. Brianna Cote, all 9s. Just can't knock him down right now. She put him in the pocket. And another 10-pin. That's got to, that's frustrating, Aaron. When you feel like you're throwing it good, you've made some moves, you adjust off your 10 pins, and it doesn't matter. You still 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, 7 pin, 10 pin.
Curtis, I'm not sure what happened with Verity there, but
oh my goodness. Yeah.
But going to give up a lot of pins there. Puts
Yeah,
it in the gutter.
She just squirted it out and then gets 6. That is a absolute. She takes a wild swing. And again, Verity has not picked up a spare. She can bowl 210 now. Clara can bowl 265. So that is a big swing. As we see Brianna getting up here in the 6th frame. Come on, let's get a strike here, Brianna. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Let's go, Aaron.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're going to go with scores as well. We have an update after game number 1 available on PWBA.
Oh, my goodness.
What just happened? Again?
What is going on? I don't believe I've seen that in a very. I can't remember the last time I've seen something like that. And it's not like this shot plays necessarily close to the gutter.
You're not on 1, 2, 3 by any stretch.
No,
wow.
you're 5, 6, 7 area, which is, I mean, might as well be a different zip code for these players, but it just kind of skidded out on her. And there she goes, and an important spare. It ends up not doing any harm, but I think mentally it's got to affect. You got to tighten up that swing a little bit.
On the bright side, she was able to. You could see her coming back from the approach, and she was able to at least laugh that off a little bit. So that's that's the best sign you can have in that situation to hopefully move on. Just all right, that didn't go as planned, but certainly A, wow, but B, she's still our tournament leader at the moment. That's probably going to change as Clara appears to be well in control of this match. But plus 310 is the number for Verity. Stephanie Zavala plus 307. Jen Higgins moves up to 3rd place at plus 286. Brianna Cote in 4th, plus 256. Clara Guerrero, first player out at the moment, plus 238. Kelly Kulik plus 233, Misaki Mukutani and Shannon O'Keefe making that move with the win after the open in the 10th from Sandra. They're tied at plus 230. Danielle McCune with the win, plus 214. Sandra Gongora, even though she got the loss, she moved up a couple spots, plus 183. Stephanie Schwartz plus 180, and Ashley Rucker plus 171.
Got a bit of trivia there for you, Aaron Smith. Jen Higgins bowling a big game right now. She is known to be the first bowler to do this. What is that? She is a bowler that was the first bowler to accomplish a certain feat in bowling history.
That's coming off the top rope here earlier in the morning, Curtis.
Oh, yeah. I want to see if our Bowl TV audience knows this one, because this is...
I'm a bit perplexed myself right now. I'm going to
It was when she was known as Jen Petrick. I've had the opportunity to know Jen for a very long time. About 18 years now. My age is showing. But yeah, she has the notoriety of a particular accomplishment.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to go to the cheat sheet for this one.
Oh, you went to the Googles?
Because I did not know. I checked out her profile on PWBA.com to make sure if it was something that's significant that we had it, it's there. So yeah,
it's a fun fact there, huh?
That certainly is. It's
Yeah,
a great one.
All right, I'll give this Bowl TV audience a couple more. Darren Stanley says, win the Ohio Queens 3 years in a row. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know my Ohio Queens history, but James comes off. I don't know if the question was, Hussein, who was, Jen Petrick or Jen Higgins, excuse me, had the notoriety of doing one thing and being the first person to do one thing. And James nailed it. She was the first bowler to bowl a 300 on the men's tour back in, I want to say, 2005. It was 05. And this is right after the women's tour dissolved, unfortunately. But the men's tour, kind of ahead of its time, Aaron Smith, with the whole equality thing. Said, hey, women, come on out here and bowl. They also had a ladies series that they sponsored there for a little bit. But Jen Higgins rolled the first 300 in men's competition. So she will be forever known for that, as she is only one frame off from a 300 right now. 279, clearly her top score. She is going to take that victory. And that could put her in, she's just going to buy, she just says, hey, I don't really care about being in the 300s. Let's just jump to the 400s.
It would do that. Stephanie Zavala was also pacing 279 there through 7 over on 9 and 10 against Ashley Rucker, 9 count in the 8th. So with things as close as they are, Jen is able to finish this out. My initial guess for that, until you made it a very bowling specific accomplishment, was I was going to feel she was the first bowler on a wrestling podcast. It's going to be my. I know she's a big wrestling fan. I believe was on Ryback's podcast a couple of years ago.
Oh, nice. I did not know that, but yeah, no, I mean that. I mean, there is a very very realistic chance that is true. And man, Brianna just having some carry issues here. But a very, as Aaron would put, that's a pro game. It's a pro game right there.
It's a pro game, and once again, she needed a little bit of time to get going yesterday. So once she started getting the hits, they didn't stop. I believe she had the front 8 in that 279 game, then came back the next game with a front 10. And that's how quickly all this can switch up. Clara is going to make a big move here. Going to get the victory. Going to be in the 240s. And Verity, another missed spare.
Gonna take a big drop here. I mean, she's hoping for a 268. And when you're hoping for a 268, you're dropping at least 32 pins. Obviously, I mean, 140s are in play because she's a little. It just seems when you're doing those kind of things, that's a lapse in mental focus, and which is very rare for Verity. She is a very mentally tough individual. She has an absolutely delightful and wonderful disposition on the lanes. She doesn't let things bother her. If you've had the opportunity to know Verity, you would know these things. just an extraordinarily pleasant human being. As she throws this first one in the 10th and trips out the 4-pin. But, I think she will flex her mental toughness here. She'll bounce back. She'll come back and throw a strong game here in game 3 as we close out game 2. And just like that, man, we're moving through this. And that Brianna Cote threw as good a 205 as you can possibly throw. She had only one ball out of the pocket, Aaron.
No, she was peppering the 1-3. Needs the pins at the ITRC to stop or to start cooperating with her to get something going. Taking a look across the house, a player who had a nice start, was in the 220s in game 1, finding some struggles, is Shannon O'Keefe. No strikes through the first 8 frames. If she can find a few late strikes, she can save 187. She's not going to get the victory over Danielle McEwen, who is cruising. She can still shoot 269. But O'Keefe having a bit of a misstep after the nice opening game.
Danielle beat Stephanie Schwartz the first game, 193 to 195. Needed all 3 in the 10th to do so. Well, she needed all 3, or first 2 and then some count. She needed count. And threw all 3 in the 10th. And a 158 here for Verity. Very disappointing for her, obviously. She'll push the reset button and go from there. But yeah, Danielle McEwen, throwing those first 2, it's not just good for 20 extra pins. It's good for 50 extra pins.
Mm-hmm.
As she picked up the win. And if you look down the line at the win-loss percentage and the position of the bowlers, it almost goes in order. There's a couple of statistical outliers, obviously, and there always will be. But historically, those who have a higher win percentage, those who have the good match play record, tend to make the finals. And I know that seems like an obvious statement, but it just, we say it to highlight the importance of winning your matches. And a big foundation to winning those matches is getting your makeables. Don't leave any pins on the table. And we saw Verity do that this game. And, I think she's hopping on over. Looks like she's at 5 and 6, I think. Can we hop on over there to 5 and 6 and see how she follows this one up?
We certainly can, and we'll get that going in just a second for game 3. Some updates across the house. Stephanie Zavala is going to move into the lead once again. So she shot 258 in a victory over Ashley Rucker. Jen Higgins is going to gain a couple pins, but there was enough separation prior to this game for Stephanie to move into the top spot. Jen will move into second with that 268 to 205 victory over Brianna Cote. Kelly Kulik, a 182-159 win over Sandra Gongora. We mentioned Zavala. That one was over Ashley Rucker. Ashley had 191 in the loss. And then Misaki Mukotani, 224 to Stephanie Schwartz's 175. So she'll take the win. One match still ongoing. Danielle McEwen against Shannon O'Keefe. DMAC is going to get the W. And we can catch the end of that too.
Good way to start your day.
Before we get to game 3.
The best part of waking up is winning your first 2 games in match play.
That sounds way better than Folgers.
Yeah. And I keep downloading the coffee into my system here. As we see Shannon. Nice throw there. Double in the 10th there just to bail out. Not her best game. She's going to drop some pins here, but Danielle going to pick up potentially 78 sticks here. And that's going to put her in the 322, if I can do the math correctly.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah. I did a lot of math when I was a young man. And abandoned the math for film school. Was it a smart choice? Probably not. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be filmmakers.
But Curtis, there's still Infinity 7.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks for the plug there, Aaron.
My man.
If you haven't seen Infinity 7, the award-winning short film by Motion Arts, check it out on YouTube. Or you can go to curtisvk.com, my personal website. I feel like Mike Flanagan right now, Aaron. You can check it out. It's on the front page of that website. It's a good time. We made, I think, 20 or so film festivals with that film. Won a couple of awards. So very proud of that production. Very proud of it. And you might recognize two of the voices in that movie. Dave Lamont was gracious enough to lay down some vocals for me in that one. And then Kirk Von Kruger, the other voice talent in that movie. So some bowling connections, some bowling roots in that film. And check it out. It would not offend me whatsoever. If you like space, it's a good time.
Highly recommended.
Well, game 2 in the books. I gotta go take care of some back end things here, and I'll see if we can get you some updates from some of the experienced professionals working behind the scenes, who know way more about this stuff than we do. That's not a personal attack to any of us, or maybe it kind of is, but
no argument coming from me.
Yeah, we understand the limitations of our knowledge, and I'm going to get some, as we would say in the military, some gouge on the current conditions.
All right, Curtis, sounds great. We'll get rolling into game number 3 here, but first, want to take a quick moment to recognize another apparel sponsor on the PWBA Tour, Viz Sportswear. You can find their jerseys and more by visiting them at vis-sportwear.it. You can follow them on social media as well. Hashtag never give up. Hashtag be unique. Viz Sportswear. Another proud apparel sponsor on the PWBA Tour. The lineup across the house. On 1 and 2, Danielle McCune taking on Kelly Kulik. 3 and 4, Stephanie Zavala against Stephanie Schwartz. Going to go out on a limb and say Stephanie wins that match. 5 and 6, we're watching right now. Shannon O'Keefe and Verity Crawley. 7 and 8, Clara Guerrero taking on Sandra Gongora. On 9 and 10, Misaki Mukotani taking on Brianna Cote. Then on 11 and 12, Jen Higgins against Ashley Rucker.
Rod, the name of that movie again, Infinity 7. Aaron Smith on top of it for me. If you like the classic in the movie, in the production aspect of the movie, we replicated the interior of a Mercury capsule. Of course, one of the first American spaceships. And we recreated the interior of that to shoot the film. It was a lot of work, but a really good time.
I do remember you mentioning all the detail that you guys put into that. I thought that was extremely a cool aspect of everything you guys put together for that. But that attention to detail was an extra couple miles past where you guys had to go. So I certainly appreciated that as someone who enjoyed the movie.
It's so funny. You put so much work into things that only show up for a few frames of a movie, and it's kind of funny, and it's not too much unlike bowling. You put so much work into certain things to only give yourself a slight advantage, a slight edge. It may show up a 1 frame or 2 frames a block. But if you can get that extra attention to detail, Aaron Smith, it could be the difference between being an award-winning bowler and not making it in.
Well put. Excellent analogy there. All right, Verdi, no problem there on the 10 pin.
You know, that's good for her. It builds up some confidence here early, and you know, she knows what she knows what she needs to do. It's not a big mystery for her. It's just going out there and executing. She is, again, one of those bowlers that is about process over product. You'll hear process over product. You know, the product will be there if you follow a process. Quality in typically equals quality out. And so if you can, as she just goes high there, just picked up a little early there and didn't, you know, kind of slowed down a little too much and made the corner. But if you can prepare, fight like you practice like you fight, then you will find success. And Verdi works out. She prepares her body. She prepares her mind. And she does a lot of training at the Kegel facility. She lives very near there. And so she has access to a world of tools as a professional, and definitely something that does not hurt her game in any way, shape, or form.
Folks, we have a score update available after game 2, and speaking of Verdi, she was our leader after 1. She drops all the way to 6th place. So once again, we talked about it, just the small gap between all the players in the field entering this round. So we're going to see swings like that. If someone has a bad game, if someone has a good game, those things are going to happen. But Stephanie Zavala, as we said, returns to the top of the leaderboard at plus 395. Jen Higgins, she's got 513 for 2 so far. To make the jump to second, plus 384. Clara Guerrero with that 244 we watched last game moves into third place at plus 312. And Misaki Mukutani, 2 for 2 with 2 wins, 224 last game. moves into the top 4, plus 284 for a player making her PWBA Tour debut this week at the Summer Classic Series. Danielle McCune moves into 5th place with that win over Shannon O'Keefe at plus 278. Verity Crawley, 6th place, plus 268. Brianna Cote, plus 261. Kelly Kulick, plus 245. Shannon O'Keefe, plus 206. Ashley Rucker, plus 162. Stephanie Schwartz, plus 155. And Sandra Gongora, plus 142. Tough start on 1 and 2 for Danielle McCune. 3 opens to get underway. Kelly Kulick builds the early advantage in that matchup. Stephanie Zavala, a pair of spares and a 3-bagger. However, Stephanie Schwartz has added 4 strikes of her own after an early open. So a good matchup on 3 and 4. Not too many strikes on 9 and 10, but Misaki Mukutani, by staying clean, has the early advantage over Brianna Cote. And then a couple strikes adding up on 11 and 12, Jen Higgins and Ashley Rucker as they get into the 7th. Moving right along here, International Bowling Campus Classic, the second event of the Summer Classic Series. Our regional event, the Dallas-Fort Worth Regional, will be taking place tomorrow. And the thing about the regional now, we'll have a little bit better idea of the roster for that. So players who did not advance to the Bowl TV Classic will have the opportunity to bowl in that as unless they are a PWBA Tour National Champion. So that is one note to be on the lookout for. So I believe the number was 26 players from the group that didn't advance would be eligible to compete in that. So we'll see if they elect to stick around for an extra day. I'm sure we'll see a lot of those players try to find some redemption here at the ITRC. See if they can bring home a regional victory. Jackie Evans won the regional at the Kickoff Classic Series. A great matchup against Jody Scherer. coming down to the final frame there. Before we get into the Bowl TV Classic and round robin match play.
All right, I have a fun fact or fiction for everybody.
Let's go.
Koala bears' fingerprints are so similar to humans that detectives in Australia feared they might contaminate a crime scene. True or false? I'll ask that one more time. Koala bears' fingerprints are so similar to humans, detectives in Australia worried they might contaminate a crime scene.
I'm going to go out. I feel that's true, Curtis. I feel that is fact.
Okay. All right.
We'll let a few answers roll in.
We got a true from Aaron Smith. Kim says fact. Okay. Got 2 for the fact side of things. Paula, true. Karen, true. I'm going to give a couple more minutes for this to close out. I love the participation. I love people humoring me. Makes it for an extra fun time. Verity Crawley with a lead here, but it is tenuous. You can get the next 3 and close things out pretty much. There's one. Actually, next two would pretty much take care of it, depending on count, of course. All right, we'll close this one down, and it is true. It is a true fact that koala bears' fingerprints are very, very similar to humans. Interesting and fun. Interesting and fun. I love it. And keep those coming throughout the day. We'll throw out some more bowling trivia here in a little bit. First one in the 10th there. That puts her in the 230s, contingent upon what she gets here. She needs at least an 8. She needs to fill 8. Check me, fill 9. And that'll do it.
That's a winner.
That is a winner.
Nice bounce back there from Verity after some uncharacteristic miscues.
Less than ideal second game. But we said it. We said that, hey, her mental toughness is going to get her through. She can hit that. Her disposition allows her to hit that reset button pretty quickly. And she does here, throwing off a 250. Obviously, she needs to get 8 pins to put her in the 250, but you expect her to do that right here. Mm-hmm. But never guaranteed. I have been proven a liar multiple times this week.
Well, one thing we do know is that numbers don't lie. And Ashley Rucker is going to get the victory over Jen Higgins on 11 and 12 because her number is going to be higher than Jen's. 231 with all 3 in the 10th for Ashley to collect her first victory. Jen can still get to 225. Stephanie Zavala can still get to 256. She's already into the 240s, so she's going to collect her third win of the day. She's 3-0 against Stephanie Schwartz. Stephanie finished with 223 on 3 and 4. Verity was kind enough to oblige with 8 pins to get exactly to 250. Kelly Kulik still in a good spot to take the win over Danielle McCune after 3 early opens from DMAC. Nobody really running away with this one on 7 and 8, however. Gongora with the misstep in the 7th on the single pin, missing the 10 pin. Had grabbed the advantage with the 3-bagger in the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. That got a little bit tougher there for Guerrero with the 6-pin falling out. Shannon on the fill, gets the hit. Oh, that was second shot, my bad. So she'll benefit from that and take potentially 229 in a losing effort.
Nice cover there by Clara. No doubt there by Shannon. Ken, I 120% agree with you, even though that is a number that cannot be actually achieved in real life. Verity, you know, you've seen it time and again where bowlers, once they get that first one under their belt, they can go on tears.
Curtis, you've been known to be an individual who likes facts and sometimes fiction as well. From what I've gathered here in our conversations, and looking at Verity's progress, we talked a lot about it. That she had been close. She'd been knocking on the door. She had 4 runner-up finishes prior to breaking through at the Smyrna Bowling Center. And putting together a little story about the upcoming 2021 season back last year, and trying to run down some stats on kind of folks who were in a similar position to Verity. And since the PWBA tours, began its existence in 1960, there had been a total of 49 competitors who had at least 4 runner-up finishes in their career. And at the time...
Wait, 4 runner-up finishes in their career prior to winning their first title?
No, just 4 runner-up finishes total in their career. So 49 players had at least 4 second-place finishes.
Okay.
Wow. Prior to the season, 48 of them also have a title. And now it's 49 for 49 because Verity broke through with that win. But,
wow. I like that.
But here's the additional fun fact of this. Lisa Wagner, who you may know as the all-time leader in PWBA Tour victories with 32, started her career with 5 runner-up finishes between 1980 and 1982 before collecting that first win in 1983. And obviously, we all know what happened from there.
She did all right. She did all right for herself. I talked to her about that. And it was one of those things where the competition was pretty tough out there. Let's not get it.
Oh, absolutely.
You had Donna was out there. You had, just a slew of just utter talent. And she kept on running into that talent. And it took her a while, obviously, to put it all together. And, that's how it was out on the tour for a very long time. People remember Norm Duke as being the youngest to win a PBA title. But it took him a very long time to get the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, early success doesn't necessarily mean you're going to just start running them over. And, let's not get it twisted. 5 runner-ups is still fantastic. You're putting yourself in the conversation. You're making shows. You're finishing second. That's great success. But, once you can click it all together, it is just that kind of that monkey off your back. You win that title, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I do belong. Because second places don't. You still have that doubt. Well, am I an imposter? And some of the best bowlers in the world always had that imposter syndrome, where they were like, well, Dasha Kovalova, as great as she is, she still feels like she is an imposter.
Which is certainly not the case. Gongora throws all 3 in the 10th. 212. She's going to collect victory here against Clara. It's going to get to 195. So we'll have another shuffle in the standings coming up next here. As soon as we get the score update for 3.
Halfway point, buddy, for this block.
Taking a look across the board in game 4 of 6 here. Over on 1 and 2, Ashley Rucker against Sandra Gongora. On 3 and 4, Clara Guerrero against Misaki Mukutani. 5 and 6, Danielle McEwen taking on Brianna Cote. 7 and 8, Stephanie Schwartz against Verity Crawley. 9 and 10, Shannon O'Keefe taking on Jen Higgins. And then Stephanie Zavala against Kelly Kulik on 11 and 12. Another opportunity to recognize a great partner here on the PWBA Tour. I want to give a shout out to Coolwick, one of our apparel partners. Be sure to check them out at coolwick.com. Have a ton of great selection, great variety. Whether you're looking to pick up a jersey or more from some of your favorite stars on the PBA and PWBA tour, or want to create your own, check it out at coolwick.com. We do have a score update available after Game 3 as well. So taking a look at the win-loss column, 2 players 3-0 so far, Stephanie Zavala and Misaki Mukutani. Zavala has used that to maintain her spot at the top of the leaderboard. She dropped a second in Game 1, but has been leading ever since. 702 for her first 3 games. Now at plus 470. Jen Higgins, despite the loss in that matchup to Ashley Rucker, has shot 727 for her first 3, so add 2 wins to that. She's at plus 398. Verity Crawley makes the jump back into the top 4. She sits in 3rd at plus 348. Clara Guerrero hangs on to a spot in the top 4, plus 307. Misaki Mukutani with that 3-0 mark. She had some struggles down the backstretch of that game, but was able to hang on to get the victory. So some extra bonus pins with a 162. She's at plus 276. Kelly Kulick at plus 272. Danielle McCune at plus 269. For Danielle, a big save at the end of that game, even though she didn't get the victory. We mentioned had a couple opens to start off. She rallied off a couple of late strikes to get to 191. She's at plus 269. Shannon O'Keefe, plus 235. Ashley Rucker, plus 223. Brianna Cote, plus 216. Sandra Gongora, plus 184. And Stephanie Schwartz at plus 178. We will have a bit of a break after our first match play round. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 local time, here in the Dallas Metroplex. And then tonight, the Step Ladder Finals, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on Bolt TV. Top 4. Going to be moving on to the big show. if you happen to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and would like to watch the action live in person, head on over. Spectators are allowed. Fans are encouraged. Just $5 gets you access for the whole day. And you get to help a great cause along the way. All the door proceeds this week going to the International Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame, which is also located right here at the International Bowling Campus. So the ITRC, the Bowling Museum and Hall of Fame, USBC, BPAA, Strike 10, Go Bowling, and even the home of the PWBA, all here under the roof of the IBC, in the heart of the Arlington Entertainment District. Texas Rangers brand new stadium, Globe Life Field, just a stone's throw away. Jerry's World, Cowboy Stadium.
The home of the worst football team in the league.
Coming on strong there.
Coming in hot. Hot take.
Curtis Von Kruger. Curtis is a Saints fan.
I am an absolute Saints fan. For better or worse. And we've had some good years, some heartbreaking losses. But it's about to be real interesting for us as we are going to be going into a season for the first time in 15 years without arguably one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time, Drew Brees. So we'll see what happens. I have zero expectations. Zero. My coffee tastes like it has something a little extra in it, Aaron.
Is it extra jazz?
Oh, it's it'll put some hair on your chest, and I already have plenty. That strike Verity just threw will put some hair on your chest. This will be an interesting matchup. Stephanie can get back into things. Obviously, you're never out of it. Just got to get some breaks, got to get some carry. But Verity just looks. There's an anomalous game in there. Obviously, you don't expect to throw it in the channel twice in a game. So Verity, though, looking strong here again in game 4. But Stephanie Zavala looking unstoppable. She's throwing an asymmetric urethane ball right now. And as soon as I obviously always say something, Aaron, something invariably bad happens. 2-10 there for Verity. But Stephanie throwing the honey badger urethane. Urethane cover stock, asym core. And she has area. She's got room down lane. That doesn't bode well for everybody else.
And that was the ball out of the gates as well that got her to plus 200 really quick. Yesterday during the qualifying session was plus 200 after 4. And started off a little bit slower in comparison, 199, but was enough to collect the victory. But then 258, 245.
She has a front 4 here and then 9 spare in the 5th. Stepping up for her 6th shot right now on 11 and 12 as Verity chops the 2 out, but doesn't get the 10 down. And I am the black cloud. I'm like Saruman in the tower, asking for the trees to be ripped down. I ripped down people's scores. Stephanie Zavala, 7-10 split here in the 6th frame.
Ooh.
A particular individual you know quite well, Aaron Smith, asked me specifically to make some more Lord of the Rings reference.
I did hear about that, yes. And as you probably saw, I had a slight smirk as you dropped that comparison there, Curtis. So,
oh wow, Danielle got that one way downtown. That went from Mordor. That was going to Mordor right there. We can keep this going.
The best part about this is I can't come back with these comments because I've only seen it once.
But you saw the extended.
I did,
edition.
But for me to really resonate with a movie to pick things up outside of very simple characters like people named McLovin.
Nice cover.
Great cover there. I'm someone who needs to see something a couple times before I start making all the quick references to put it all together. So I don't know if I just invited myself to watch it again. I think
You did.
I did that on the air. So I guess there'll be another 10-hour viewing session coming up within the.
How did you feel when you got 3 hours into the first movie, and then it said enter disc 2?
I was not prepared for that. I knew the time investment was going to be substantial, but yeah, when you get to that point, you're like, wait, what? This wasn't even the full thing. What's happening here? How much more is there?
Oh, plenty.
And that I found out.
You know what movie I watched last night?
What's that, Curtis?
Talladega Nights.
If you ain't first, you're last.
You ain't first, you're last. Magic Man. Now you see me. Now you don't.
That was that 710 up there for Verdi.
Yeah, absolutely. She got that magic double tap there, and they both just came tumbling down like the walls of Jericho.
And we're hitting everything here on the pop culture references.
Oh, yeah.
Getting wrestling back into it. And that's back-to-back 210s. Lane 7 for Verdi now.
You know, John brings up a very interesting point, and I think it's my new business model, Aaron Smith. He says I should charge a fee for my black cloud abilities. So other competitors just can line my pockets with some mithril, and I go and black cloud other people.
If you're good at something, you should get paid to do it.
Oh, come on, Verity. That'll get your spare game pumping. That gets my blood going right there, Aaron Smith. Nice 210 conversion there. Saves some pins and saves a shot at this game. Stephanie now only a mark ahead. So she needs to string them to keep in front of Verity. And Stephanie can miss the pocket here. She doesn't have as much room as I think Verity does. She's been good on this left lane.
Oh,
wow. 224 now possible. As you can see. Excuse me, 234 possible. Math is hard. 227 possible for Verity. Verity will finish first, so she can put some pressure on Stephanie by getting the next 3 and 8 will force Stephanie to get the double. No, actually, it'll first to get the one in the 9th and the first 2 in the 10th.
Danielle rang that 10. That was her opportunity to take the lead in the 8th. Tight matchup against Brianna Cote.
Similar situation. Although Danielle doesn't have count on her side.
If Cote can double up, she'll extend the lead. Jen Higgins going to get a victory over Shannon O'Keefe, but 270 still out there with the 10th frame left to go.
She sent that one to another zip code, unfortunately. 124 left. 134. That would be strange.
Another big game.
We did see a really strange leave yesterday, Aaron Smith.
We did, yes. Courtesy of Alexis Nyer.
Yeah.
But she made it.
She did make it, and she was very happy about that. Oh, a lucky break by Danielle there. She got really high on the head pin and pretty much trips out the 4-7-10. Big shot there for Verity. She loads up that 9th frame. These next 2 in the 10th are going to be very important for her. Stephanie Zavala can shoot 226. Kelly Kulik is going to open in the 10th. So Stephanie all but assuredly wins this match. She actually already has it. She needs probably going to need 4 pins. I think she can manage that in 2 shots. So Stephanie's going to pick up another victory here. It just depends on her shots in the 10th just will determine how much she'll go up by. Big shot for Verity, and no doubt. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm working in the spider web. And Verity catching some strikes in hers.
Stephanie now will have to match the rest of the way out to collect the victory. Misaki Mukutani. You mentioned Stephanie and Zavala now 4-0. Misaki's going to be 4-0 as well, but 280 up on the scoreboard for her with the 9th and 10th frame left to go. So Zavala starting to create some distance here, though. Her and Higgins.
Yeah. Zavala gets the first hit. The 10th, obviously. Oh, she'll make a move off of that shot, and she might go fishing here. Although she does need count, so she can't go too far out. But actually, she just wants to go ahead and get everything. Force the issue here. Brianna just needs what's she need? 8 spare?
8 spare would be enough. 9 would be 9 would work. Next shot.
Yep. And she'll take home the victory from Danielle. Brutal 9-pin there, but a good place to leave it, as now Stephanie will have to get a double in the 10th and then keep the ball on the lane. 8. Now she can chop this. It's very choppable. And then a tie would be out there.
.227, 147. Jen Higgins over Shannon O'Keefe. Ashley Rucker's going to be in the 230s with a fill ball left to go. Schwartz.
Ooh. Throwing them like she's been there before.
Rucker with the win over Gongora, who had 165. Mentioned Misaki. She's continued to strike. She's got the first one in the 10th, 280. She's already in the 260s, 280 still out there for a final score.
I love
Zavala,
it.
216 to 189. Yep, she was in the top 4 already.
You gotta love it. You know, a bowler that made it out of the TQR, the PTQ, whatever you want to call it. Having some success here, and that's good. So we're going to take a look at Stephanie Schwartz. Going to step up here in the 8th frame, looking to close things down on Verity Crawley. Needs the strike, needs it to win. And Danielle's going to leave a 4-pin there. Good shot. Oh, you see that wrap 10 there, Aaron.
Great shot.
Really solid shot. You saw the look of despair on her face. But Verity going to escape with another victory, only losing 1 match so far, and that was that anomalous second game.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she has been very solid. Gotta like she missed 1-2-10, picked up another one. Otherwise, it's been all roses for the English Rose.
Schwartz was still looking for her first win. She'll have to wait until game 5 to hopefully take that home. Cote is going to get her first victory. She's dropped from 2nd to 10th here in the early going, 5:45 with an 0-3 mark, but her high game so far in first victory, 226-205 over Danielle McCune. And we have quickly cruised into game 5.
We have a very popular debate going on here in the chat, and it's the mental game versus the mechanical game. Which one is more important? And I will speak in the words of great Walter Ray Williams Jr., someone who you may know, not known for his mechanics. 90% mental, 10% physical. Although I think that number shifted just a little bit in the modern era of bowling, where if you don't throw it 450 revs at 20 miles an hour, you're probably not going to be as competitive as you want to be. But if you look at 2 of the greatest of all time to do it on the men and the women side, you would never teach somebody to bowl like Walter Ray Williams Jr. And that's not a knock against a great. He would probably tell you the same thing. And another bowler you would not teach to bowl like is Liz Johnson. And again, they are 2 of the greatest to ever have done it. But from a physical game standpoint, they have some peculiar styles, we'll say. We'll say it in as delicate a way as we can. They have peculiar styles. But then you look at a bowler like Rich Wolf. And we've talked about Rich several times on this show. As pretty of a game as you could ever watch. It was watching art in motion. And he never had a PBA title, national tour title. So physical is only a very small measure. Marshall Kent, I think, is a great example. Marshall Kent throws the ball as good as anybody does out on the PBA tour. But his mental toughness in big spots have created problems for him, not being able to win as much as he should. AJ Johnson, another player. And I'll probably get criticized by somebody for mentioning that, but we like hot takes here. We like controversy. Doesn't break my heart. Yes, Liz and Walter Ray are two of the most accurate players to ever have bowled. Them, Norm Duke, and Norm Duke. I mean, they could split boards. I saw Walter Ray make half board adjustments before. And he could play parts of the lane that were completely OB for other players, not because the shot was there, but because he could materialize something. He was one of the few bowlers that could absolutely he could bowl through bad ball reaction. And Machugs, Machugs is a really good example of somebody. There are a few people that had so many tricks with their game as Mike Machuga. He could put the ball roll in the track anywhere you wanted if you asked him to. You want him to roll a full roller? He's got it. You want him more tilt? He got it. You want him to roll behind the ball? He's got it. He could do everything. But didn't win a bunch. Did not win a bunch. All right, that's my cue to get things going here on the back end. I'll see you on the other side, Aaron Smith, as we only have 5 and 6 left.
5 and 6. 2 games left to go here. Match play round 1. International Bowling Campus Classic, the second national tour stop of the PWBA Summer Classic Series from the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. Our lineup across the board here for Game 5. Shannon O'Keefe against Misaki Mukutani on 1 and 2. Danielle McCune against Ashley Rucker on 3 and 4. Stephanie Zavala, our tournament leader, we're watching her right now, take on Clara Guerrero on 5 and 6. Jen Higgins against Kelly Kulik on 7 and 8. Stephanie Schwartz against Sandra Gongora on 9 and 10. And Brianna Cote against Verity Crawley on 11 and 12. Clara with the chop after the strike in the first. Jen gets the hit on the 10. Looks like she's been able to stay in the same bowling ball so far. Feel that particular Red Rock was going down the lane for her in game 1, so looks like a GB4 perhaps. Zavala strikes on her first attempt on lane 6. She'll look to make the adjustment on 5 after the split in the first. And we do have scores available now. Through game 4, Stephanie Zavala plus 516 leading the way. Jen Higgins in second, plus 455. That hasn't changed much. Verity Crawley in third place, plus 404. Misaki Mukutani in fourth, plus 373. And as close as everything started, there is a little bit of separation now. Clara Guerrero, 78 pins back in fifth place, plus 295. Ashley Rucker, on the strength of a 231 and 232. Pair of victories has moved up to sixth at plus 285. Danielle McCune at plus 274. Brianna Cote plus 272. Kelly Kulik plus 261. Stephanie Schwartz plus 201. Shannon O'Keefe plus 182. And Sandra Gongora plus 149. So we got a couple of folks kind of in that 260 to 290 range, but Misaki, Verity, Jen, and Stephanie have been the cream of the crop so far here. Misaki and Stephanie, both 4-0, taking advantage of those bonus pins as well. Jen and Verdi, both 3-1, and those are the only players with a record better than 500 through the first 4 games. A couple 2-2s out there, some 1-3s. Stephanie Schwartz still looking for her first win, so the wins are helping, but they've been bowling well as well. Jen Higgins, 954 for her first 4 games, leading the way just in total pinfall for this block. Stephanie Zavala, 918, Verda Crawley, 889, and Misaki at 855. Those are the top 4 pinfall totals as well here through game 4. Jen's going to catch a break there. Did not like that one off her hand. Able to take advantage of the Brooklyn hit. Nice shot there from Clara. She started to make the move left. Kelly looking for another one. Makes it 3 in a row. One guy a little bit farther right for Kelly. She's walking back. You can see her say that one was on me. Bad shot. 2-7-8 in the 6th. See if Zavala can get that first hit on lane 5. And the 7-10 sneaks in there in the 5th. It's covered by Kelly, and Jen Higgins currently 61 pins back of Stephanie. Takes advantage of the Brooklyn hit, turns it into a double. Be trying to take a little run at the lead here. Zavala not getting anything going just yet here in Game 5. It's also the point of the block in qualifying where she kind of had her first misstep. It only slowed her down momentarily. She led the way with plus 278 when it was all said and done, but taking a look around the house. Brianna Cote, nice start, 5 out of 6, taking on Verity Crawley, who was clean through 5, collected her first strike in frame 6. Ashley Rucker, who made a bit of a move the past 2 games, taking on Danielle McCune on 3 and 4, and pretty tight matchup there as they get into the 8th frame. Shannon O'Keefe with the early advantage against Misaki Mukutani. So Misaki in jeopardy of losing her first match. Currently 4-0 on the day.
I would say, got a question. Out of all the bowlers in history, I don't think you could say a person changed the game more than Mark Roth. Do you agree or disagree?
The evolution of the power game.
And it was mentioned in the chat, his thumb. And oh my goodness, that was a gnarled piece of meat right there. Never would happen, I think, in the modern game, because specs and drilling equipment and, you know, understanding of appropriate fit has changed so much. Spans were so long back in the 70s and 80s. Really, really, really long. You barely got those. You stretched out those your 2 fingers as pretty much as far as they could go while still getting it to that first knuckle. And that was what they did. Now, you know, they have that pencil method where you want to be able to slide a pencil underneath your fingers. But yeah, Mark was one of those massively paradigm shifting bowlers. Just everybody wanted to throw it like him. If you ask anybody coming up in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, Mark was the guy. Mark was the guy. I mean, obviously Belmo's changed the game. You know, 2-handed style now becoming, I think, the more prevalent preference amongst youth bowlers. You saw it at Junior Gold. But even still, I would say Mark Roth changed the game the most.
No argument here.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, if you think about I mean, it's all along the same lines. If it's I suppose the Kevin Bacon theory of getting to the power game to its modern point, but it all ties back to Roth.
Yep, that's exactly it. He is the genesis. He is the originator, the godfather, if you will. He's the Marlon Brando sitting in his chair, petting a cat. Fun fact, that cat that Marlon Brando has in The Godfather was not planned. It was literally just a random, like, stray cat that was walking around. And when they were shooting that scene, he randomly jumps up into Marlon Brando's lap. And they kept it. It definitely gave an extra layer of intrigue for that scene.
Well, that's something else.
Salvino was a power player, and Jeff, the original showman of bowling. Another one of those guys, if you ever have the opportunity to talk to, he's definitely not shy with the stories either. Carmen is one of the last vestiges of that era of bowling. And he's as good as they come. I've known Carmen for a while now, and him and his wife are just treasures to the sport. Verity Crawley over here on 11 and 12 after a very slow start. 9 spares through the first 5. Can, with a double in the 10th, she already has the first one. Can shoot 246. Going to clear the back half of the sheet if she can.
It would also be enough for the victory.
It would be.
Kote can only get to 244.
An open for Brianna opens the door. Oh man, that's very unfortunate. A fast 7, if you will, of 4.79. Ball just comes in high, not out of the pocket, but high. And 233 now her max. Most likely looking at a 232. Puts pressure on Brianna to.
She'll need the first one.
First hit.
Yep.
And relatively decent count, obviously.
Strike 9 spare.
Big 10th frame here for Brianna, trying to get things rolling again. She's kind of had a bit of a fall off. She's 101 out of the show, and a little bit of a cliff developing right now with that top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at their records, 4-0, 3-1, 3-1, 4-0, and then look at the record after that. Claire Guerrero, 1-3. Ashley Rucker, 2-2. Danielle McEwen, 2-2. 1-3. And you can see just how important as Brianna throws down the first one. You can check that out on channel 11 and 12. Very powerful shot to the pocket. Looks like she's going to escape with this victory, barring a bad shot. But picking up 32, still not a bad thing for Verity.
Quiet development here on 7 and 8 for this game, as Kelly Kulik is going to escape with the victory after the split in the 10th from Jen Higgins, 212 to 211. So we saw that left line starting to go for Jen, and through the nose, first shot of the 10th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big 30 for Kelly.
It's going to be one of those situations, and a double here in the 10th for Brianna. She's going to take home that victory, and a 240 to plus 70, getting plus 70 for the game. with the bonus pins. That's including the bonus pins, and that's going to move her in the 346, it looks like. A nice little jump there, get a little bit closer to Verity, who doesn't have enough to pass Jen Higgins.
I talked a little bit earlier in this game as Jen was striking in the early going. She caught a couple breaks as well. That she may have been looking to gain a little ground on Zavala, but Zavala has turned the table on this game after a bit of a slow start on the left lane. That strike locks up the victory, and
what a bail!
226 still out there, and plus the 30, she's going to be 5-0.
Yeah, that when you're 5-0, it's hard to catch you. It's absolutely hard to catch you. Brianna is going to move to 2 and 3 for the day, and you got to feel like that 120 odd pins or 90 or so pins that you lose for the bonus. A big deal. I mean, the deciding factor right now for her being in the show versus her being out of the show.
Cote will be taking on Sandra Gongora next at 7 and 8. Zavala with that 7-10 in the fifth, too. Costing her quite a few sticks, but adding on to the lead, creating some distance here. With just one game left to go here in match play round number 1 at the International Bowling Campus Classic. And folks, it's about that time in the broadcast. Starting game 6. You know what time it is. It is giveaway time here on Bowl TV, so we got one more Bowl TV t-shirt to give away here to one Bowl TV viewer, so wait for that prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen if this is your first time joining us here on Bowl TV. Hello, thank you. We appreciate you swinging by. See a message in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen that says a giveaway will begin soon. That's what the message says. Watch here to participate. It'll count down for 60 seconds. And then in the same spot, a new prompt will appear that says the giveaway has begun. And right next to it, there'll be a submit entry button. All you have to do is click that submit entry button, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. One viewer taking home a Bowl TV t-shirt. And our final housekeeping note before we get going with game number 6, Sandra up on the approach. We do suggest you take it out of full screen mode. Make sure you can see the chat as the giveaway gets underway. Across the house here for our final game of this particular round. We moved quick. Moved very quick here. We're going to have a 3+ hour break here on Bowl TV, so good folks will be able to enjoy a little bit of your Saturday and get some lunch. I'm going to get some lunch. Across the house, Stephanie Schwartz taking on Jen Higgins on 1 and 2. Shannon O'Keefe against Stephanie Zavala on 3 and 4. Kelly Kulik taking on Misaki Mukutani here on 5 and 6. Our first look at Misaki. 7 and 8, Sandra Gongora against Brianna Cote. Ashley Rucker taking on Verity Crawley on 9 and 10. And then Danielle McEwen taking on Clara Guerrero on 11 and 12. And a big congratulations going out to Robin for her win. She's going to take home a Bold TV t-shirt. Robin, our marketing team will be reaching out to you in the next couple days to secure that giveaway for you. Congratulations. Thanks for being part of Bold TV, and a big thanks to everybody for joining us here throughout the week and each and every time on BoldTV.com. Score update after 14 now available on PWBA.com. Stephanie Zavala now has a 106-pin lead over second place. So when we started the day, we talked about it. 105 pins separated first to 12th place. Zavala now has 106 pins between her and second. 5-0 record. Games of 199, 258, 245, 216, and 226. It's now at plus 572. Jen Higgins giving a few pins back there with that ill-timed split in the 10th. 3-2 record, plus 466 in second. Verity Crawley gained 20 pins on her, 21 specifically after the 232, even though she got the loss. Verity now at plus 436. And then it's 100 pins. We just had a big shakeup for that fourth spot. It's now 100 pins from third to fourth. And Brianna Cote, after starting the day in second, dropping all the way to 10th on the strength of wins of 226 and 244, now finds herself in fourth place in the show at plus 346. She is 6 pins ahead of Misaki Mukutani at plus 340. Danielle McEwen at plus 306. Kelly Kulik at plus 303. Clara Guerrero at plus 292. Ashley Rucker at plus 266. Stephanie Schwartz plus 226. Shannon O'Keefe plus 216. Sandra Gongora plus 130. So we had mentioned it that that fourth to fifth gap after 4 games was 78 pins, I believe, from fourth to fifth. We still have that separation, and it's even more now. So from third to fourth, 100 pins. Or or excuse me, 90 pins. 436 to 346. It's all the same numbers, though. Just different order. But now we have Misaki, 6-back. Danielle, 40-back. Kelly, 43-back. Clara, 54-back. And then Ashley, 80-back. So within one game there, this is the craziness of match play and how close everything was. We go from one game with one player, 78 back. The next game, we have 5 with an 80 of the number for the show. Big mix-up game there. Saw Kelly make the switch to this ball at the end of the previous game over on 7 and 8. She recorded the win by a single pin over Jen Higgins. Having some trouble getting the corners out here. Four pin from Sandra Misaki. She's got a 3-bagger working. Some strikes on 9 and 10 between Verity Crawley and Ashley Rucker. Zavala ahead early against Shannon O'Keefe on 3 and 4. Danielle McEwen, she's been just hanging around. D-Max a big game away from making a run here at this top 4. Has the early lead against Clara. She's now 3 and 2 in match play. Bree gets the mixer now, as I mentioned, in the top 4. Currently in the cut for the show. But a whole bunch still to be determined here at the IBC Classic. Kelly with the pat on the back here for another 9 spare conversion. Uh-oh. Working on a 3-bagger. That one gets away from Misaki and into the gutter. going to make the spare, but gives away quite a few pins, and it's going to let Kelly right back into this with her 4 consecutive 9 spares. Great shot there from Gongora. Cote tries to go light. Once again, doesn't get the 10 pin to get out of there though. See if Kelly can find the right combo here for a strike. Looks like a potential ball change coming up here. And for a good measure, the high flush 7. Ball change looked good. Ran a little high, but feels she should probably have a couple extra strikes up there versus just the one in the first frame. To get to a few questions in the chat, as far as the points, that's for something we plan on rolling out in the future. So essentially, for the time being, just continue to collect them. I'm sure we'll have an announcement once we get that. But just trying a few things out here on the platform. Typically get points based off of time watched and participating in giveaways and such. As far as the question about 4 versus 5, I don't have the exact answer on that. Most of the stepladder finals, though, throughout the course of the year, when you look at our standard events outside of the majors, typically do have a 4-player stepladder final. So, going back to the Louisville Open in June, the Greater Nashville, Albany, BVL Open, Twin Cities Open earlier in the year, Greater Cleveland Open, Lincoln Open, all those had 4-player stepladder finals. So, I think potentially adding the 5th player for the final event of the Classic Series. That's what we had at the Kickoff Classic Series earlier in 2021, the Hall of Fame Classic, which Julia Bond won, and the Bull TV Classic here. Potentially just with the qualifying aspect of it, having to earn a spot into the event through the qualifying portions of both the Go Bowling Classic and the IBC Campus Classic, or IBC Classic. Not campus there. That's redundant to add the campus to the campus. So I think just with that added qualifying factor for it, the team felt the need to reward one extra. Nice cover there, the 6-7. Looks like that was Shannon O'Keefe with that cover. Over on 3 to the far left of your screen. So I think when they were kind of looking at the bringing these events together, that was, I'm going to guess, the reasoning behind wanting to add the additional spot to the stepladder for that final event. So the extra qualifying portion to make it, it's tough just to make the top 24 there. So as we saw this week, Came down to the wire, very last game. So we mentioned Misaki picked up her PWBA membership just a month or two ago. So within maybe even just a couple of weeks ago. So I know she's on the roster for Spokane as well. So coming out here, first time as a PWBA member. Making it through the PTQ, as did Ashley Rucker and Stephanie Schwartz here at the IBC Classic, making it into the top 12. And Misaki and Ashley also advancing to the Bowl TV Classic. Kelly can't get anything to work on 5 and 6 right now, so that's the tale of this game for her. Unlimited 9 counts, and I agree with Kelly that sometimes just gotta laugh it off. Jen Higgins is going to finish the block with a victory over Stephanie Schwartz. 207 in the books for Jen. The best Stephanie can get to is 196. I mentioned look out for Danielle if she can put together a big game. She's doing that right now on 11 and 12 against Clara. Can get to 268 still. 10th frame left to go.
She's going to pick up the bonus pin. So 90, you saw her trying to close a big gap quickly. She was 100 out of the show just 2 games ago. And now she's looking to take control, only 40 out. And then, of course, 90 could get her into the show. Although Mukatani has something to say about that. Brianna Cote going to leave with a 2-teen.
Can Goral just need a mark here for the win?
Yep. So Misaki putting together a decent game. She had one in the channel, right, in the 5th frame, and it's just odd.
Yeah, it just got away from her and got right quick, and we've seen what happens when that happens in general at the ITRC. So just a bad shot, came back, picked it up, and
big shot there. So 60 is going to get her 90. If she strikes out, that puts her at 430. Danielle can only get to about 400. 68, yeah, puts her at 98. She'll get to 404 if she strikes out. So it'll still put her about 24 behind, but that's if Mugatani strikes out. Looks like Brianna Cote is going to finish at 18. So that puts her at 364. So she's going to be passed up by, most likely by Danielle as well. And Mugatani, that's going to drop her to probably 6th place.
Zavala caps off a perfect opening round, 222 to 204 over Shannon O'Keefe.
Yeah, that's going to keep her in first place, obviously. Verity Crawley.
Mm-hmm.
Going to shoot 239, going to beat Ashley Rucker, who just baby split here in the 10th. Had it sewn up before Ashley ever stepped on the lanes. That's going to give her 69 69 bonus pins there, and that's going to put her at 505, which might be good enough to put her in second. What did Jen do?
Jen got the win with 207. So it's so she'll add 37 onto that, so she'll be at 503.
Verity will take the lead there. Verity takes a second right here. Jen Higgins is going to be in third. And Mukatani, 39. Gives her 59. Danielle, taps out the 10. That puts her at least in the 250s. But she would like to obviously get as many as she can. 409 now for Mukatani. So Danielle going to be nipping at her heels here.
She had just been hanging around.
Yeah.
Not too many highs, not too many lows that block. She's going to move to 4-2.
Wrap 10 there for Danielle. Puts her at 57. 257 for the game. 87 bonus pins. That puts her at 93. 393. So Brianna Cote is going to stay ahead of her. So Brianna's going to drop to 5th. Danielle's going to move up to 6th. And then it's going to be Stephanie Zavala, Verity Crawley, Jen Higgins.
I actually think Danielle is going to take over 5th. Because Cote didn't get the win, so she's just going to be she's going to be at plus 364. So
You'd be awesome in no time.
So Misaki will reclaim 4th.
Those darn bonus pins.
Those tricky bonus pins, indeed.
So Danielle moves up to 5th. Danielle moves up to 5th. And Brianna's going to drop to 4 or 6th.
And with that, it sounds quiet there at the ITRC, Curse.
It is absolutely quiet.
So we have concluded the round. That means so we can do this.
Hey,
everybody!
Hello.
We're back.
We are back. A solid round, obviously highlighted by Stephanie Zavala.
Mm-hmm.
Just ripping through the competition. Pretty much stayed in the Honey Badger urethane the entire time to take a dominant 6-0, which is going to give you a lot of bonus pins.
It's 180 right there.
Plus, through some pretty decent games.
Yeah, she was solid throughout the course of the block. And, I mentioned it as we got to the start of game 5. We started this block off, all competitors within 105 pins of the lead. Stephanie had created 106 difference from first to second heading into this final game. And she's going to add a little bit more with that final win. So a very impressive performance from the young rookie standout on tour. Already 2 wins this year. So she is going to be in position to make another stepladder final and potentially become the first player of the 2021 season to collect 3 victories. How about that? I've
got a question for you. How many bowlers in their rookie season, men or women, have won 3 titles?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer. We should probably try and find that out, though.
Yeah, that could be historic. It cannot be a lot.
No.
It's not a lot. How many did Jason Couch win his first year? That was back in 92, I want to say 91.
That I do not know. What I do know is that we'll be back on the air here at 5 p.m. Eastern for local time for the second round of match play at the International Bowling Campus Classic. Stephanie Zavala has built quite a lead here. 6 games away from making another show. And we'll take some time during the break here to see if we can lock down this information for you good folks. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a break. That round went quick, so we're going to be about 3.5 hours before we're back on the air here, folks. So hope you enjoyed the broadcast here from the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. Very fun to watch, see back and forth throughout the course of the block. but Stephanie Zavala right now pacing the way here at the IBC Classic. So for the USBC and BPAA and their board of directors, a big thank you to them for their continued support of the PWBA Tour. Kegel, our official lane maintenance provider, each and every week out here on tour. Another great condition out there, challenging our athletes 38 feet, the pattern this week. Of course, the PWBA members for the dedication to their craft, the time and effort they put in to be the best in the world. And we get to watch them every week. And so do you on Bowl TV. And a big thanks to you folks on Bowl TV for being part of the community, enjoying the shows with us. We love the opportunity to bring this broadcasting to you and look forward to bringing some more today. We're certainly not done. Match play round 2 and step ladder finals tonight coming up a little bit later, 9 p.m. Eastern for the step ladder. That's going to be awesome. And finally, for the ITRC staff, Nick and Lou, the PWBA staff each and every week, Tennille, Cecil as well for everything they do. The staff here at the IBC helping out as well. Home game for us this week, so we enjoyed that opportunity. Big thanks to the staff and everything that happens at the campus. And finally, the Bowl TV team for Jason Thomas, Matt Canzaro, my guy here, Curtis Von Kruger. Folks, if you got some time here in between the break, go watch Infinity 7 on YouTube. Boom. There you go. Plugged. That's how we do it here.
Mic drop.
I'm Aaron Smith. Thank you again for joining us here. We'll be back 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 local time for the final round of match play, International Bowling Campus Classic. And you can watch it right here on Bowl TV. So, folks, remember, as always, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. We'll see you soon.